Today we are talking about the 3 things you should know before you start writing your book. So if you have a book idea but have no idea where to start, stick around. This is going to give you a starting point. Dylan, cue the intro. Welcome to my channel. My name is Alyssa, and here we talk about all the things pertaining to books and building your best life. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and consider subscribing. As I said before, today I'm going to talk about the 3 things you need to know before you start writing your book, or at least the 3 things that are going to be very, very helpful for you to start writing your book if you have an idea but have no idea where to start. So let's just get right into this. I feel really bad. My cat is sleeping right next to me, and as soon as I started talking, her tail kind of started flicking. Alright, anyway. So, the 3 things you need to know. Very easy to remember. It's basically who, what, why. The first thing we're going to talk about is the who. Before you start writing your book, it's a really good idea to consider who are you writing this book for, because that will impact the trajectory of your story and just your writing style in general. Is it something that's a personal project just for you? Are you wanting to hit like a certain type of person? Is it a specific genre that appeals to a certain sort of reader, like a young adult type of thing? Knowing who you are writing this book for helps give you clarity and focus on what to do with the story. This is particularly important if you're writing like a nonfiction book, such as a memoir. A lot of people who I've talked to have wanted to start writing memoirs are very overwhelmed because it's your life. You know, your life encompasses so much. But if you think about who this story is for and what they're struggling with that you want your memoir to help them through, then that helps give you clarity and focus as to what memories you want to extrapolate upon in your book. It's helpful for nonfiction writers as well. If you are writing a fiction piece, what kind of genre is your reader into? What sort of tropes do they like to see within those genres? Are like general genre expectations? And what kind of tropes are they talking about that they really hate? Because maybe stop including some of those in your books. Not you specifically, just like, some writers at large. So yes, the first thing to think about is the who. Who are you writing this for? Why do they need your book? In addition to the who, you also want to think of the what. What is your story about? This could be very lengthy or just kind of a short synopsis type of thing. You could take this all the way and start outlining what you want your story to be about before you start writing the actual first draft. Or you could start with like a back book synopsis. I actually have a friend, also my business partner, Chiobasi, who she likes to start her stories this way. She gets an idea and then she comes up with kind of a back blurb synopsis. It's just like between, a couple paragraphs, 1 or 2 paragraphs. And that gives her the whole plot for a book that she wants to write. So if it's this works really well for fiction. You can kind of outline the basic, character starts here. This is what they go through. This is the struggle that they have to overcome in order to do X, Y, Z. But this framework can also be very, very helpful for nonfiction writers. If you're writing a how-to, you can outline the types of steps that you're going through to teach your audience, your reader, how to do something. If you're doing a memoir, you're going to pick out those specific life experiences that are going to help your reader through whatever struggle they're going through, or inspire your reader for whatever it is. So coming up with the what. And the last thing that is very important to consider before you start writing your book is the why. This, I think, is the most important thing you can solidify for yourself before you start writing your book. Because your why is going to keep you anchored throughout the whole process. Because writing a book and, publishing that book, more so than even writing just the first draft, is a process. And it's one that a lot of people end up giving up on. I did this video about how 97% of people who start a book don't finish, which I don't know if it's a true statistic, but I know there are a lot of people who say they want to write a book and who don't, or who start writing a book but never finish through with the process. And I have a very strong belief that it is because they aren't anchored to your why, because your why gives you purpose. So ask yourself, why are you writing this story? And keep poking at that why until you get to like the real root cause of it. So for example, if your why is that you want to publish a book so that you can say you're a published author, why is that so important to you that you're a published author? Or if your why is you have like these fantasy worlds in your head and you want to share that with other people, why is that important for you to share with other people? And this can kind of continue to unfold throughout the writing process. I found originally, and this is still a very strong why, the reason why I create stories is because I believe that I am created in the image of God and God is my creator. He's the creator. I'm his creation, therefore me creating is reflective of an attribute of God, which is very personal for me. But as I'm working on this story, I also realized that there are some very like personal traumatic issues that have happened to me in the past that are being unfolded and kind of discovered, and that I really strongly believe could kind of help other people process for those who have gone through the same sort of trauma through my fantasy novel. So there's like a twofold why in that, and I didn't discover that last one till pretty recently, like about a month ago. So as you continue to write your story, more whys are probably going to come to you, but you need that anchor to keep you grounded and to keep you going, because it is a process and it can be very emotionally draining, and it takes a lot of perseverance and hard work to get a novel out there into the world. So those are the 3 things you need to know before you start writing your book: who, what, why. Get those things down and you are in pretty good shape to start writing your first book. So that's all we have for today. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to receive weekly content about books and building your best life, go ahead and subscribe. Videos go out every Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, bye!